Hello, thank you for watching my channel today. My name's Sarah and my channel is called Your True Shelf, and today I'm filming my haul of the books I got in February. So the first two were a present from my lovely mum. These are related to each other, so I'll show you them both. There is A Wonder by R.J. Palazzo and Auggie and Me by the same author. So this, I have mentioned these before, but I love these books. I've read Wonder already. This is a YA book about Auggie, who is born with a syndrome which is probably Treacher-Collins syndrome, where he has physical disfigurements, and as a result of that he is homeschooled for his early part of his life. And this talks about when he and his family decide that it's time for him to try going to school, and about how the children react to his quite obvious disfigurements, and about his struggle to make friends, and how it turns out is beautifully heartwarming and lovely, and I'd love to reread it. My mum then got me this one, which is basically his three best friends and their perspectives on Auggie and his story. So that was the first two. The next one the next few, so I've got a massive pile of books on my lap and they're all struggling. I'm struggling not to drop them all. The next few were ones that I got from the library. They were on sale for 50p each on a table, so I just picked some. The first one doesn't even have a dust jacket, so I don't know what it's about. This is Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. So I loved Girl on the Train. This is also written from differing perspectives, and I'm guessing it's probably a thriller like Girl on the Train was. I don't know what it's about, but the fact that it's by Paula Hawkins and I really enjoyed her last book was enough for me. The next one I got from the library, this one, which is The Lesser Bohemians by Eimar McBride. This is set in the 1990s, which is a time when I was growing up. I have a lot of good memories of the 90s. I love books set in the 90s because I get all the cultural references. It gives me nostalgia for that time. And it's basically set in London, and it says that it's about an 18-year-old Irish girl. He comes to London to study drama. She falls in love with an older actor, and this is their story. I think he's kind of a bit of a dark, traumatized character, but sounds really, really good. And I haven't read A Girl is a Half-Formed Thing because I think her writing style is very unique, and so we'll just see how I get on with it. And the last one I got from the library was a Katie Fforde book called A Summer at Sea. Katie Fforde writes romance novels, and they are light and easy to read and really cheery, and they always cheer me up if I'm in a time where I need a bit of escapism. And this one is set in Scotland, about a midwife who is spending her summer in Scotland, and she falls for the local doctor. So it'll be interesting to see how that's written, seeing as that's my job. The next one is one that I couldn't not get because I've heard everybody on BookTube raving and raving and raving about it. Don't need to say any more than to hold it up. This is Normal People by Rooney. I have read Conversations with Friends. I only gave it 3 stars because I found Frances so frustrating. And everybody says they enjoy this one more. So I'm just interested to see what I make of this one and whether I am as wowed by it as everybody else. The next two are ones that I ordered from the library. So the first one is one that I heard Lauren from Lauren and the Books talk about a lot and really loved last year. I think it made her Books of the Year. And that is A Keeper by Graham Norton. I'm a fan of Graham Norton. I've never read anything that he's written in terms of fiction or non-fiction before. And I started this book yesterday. I've only read a little bit because I was super tired when I started it. But so far I really love the writing style. It really is drawing me in and making me want to read more. It's about a lady called Elizabeth who is going back to Ireland from America, and to clear her mum's things when her mum has died. So it also talks about 40 years ago when her mum was young, and I think it weaves their stories together because the chapters are set in then and now. But so far so good. It's really getting me hooked in. The other one I ordered from the library was one of the Work and Price long list books, which I've also had lots of lovely things about on BookTube, and that is The Trauma Cleaner by Sarah Krasnostein, which tells the story of, Sandra Pankhurst, who is a trans female who is a trauma cleaner, and she helps people in their darkest hours with her work. I've had lots of great things. I'm really looking forward to reading this. That'll probably be my next read. One, because I'm trying to get through the welcome books in a timely fashion, and two, because I know that other people will probably be waiting for it from the library. And then the last few are ones that I got second hand. So the first one I got on Monday, so they've all still got the price stickers on the front. I haven't pulled them off yet. And that is Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery. I got this for two reasons. The first reason is because I loved it when I was a child, and I'm looking forward to reading it with my children when they are a little, well, Faye's probably old enough to read it with me now, but Guy obviously isn't because he's only one. So I'm looking forward to that. And also I recently read Tilly and the Book Wanderers, and this book is mentioned a lot in Tilly and the Book Wanderers, and so that sort of inspired me to buy it when I saw it in a second-hand shop. The next one is Such a Long Journey by Rohinton Mistry. He is an Indian writer who has written a book called A Fine Balance, which has made it onto my favourite books of all time list. So when I saw this, I had to buy it. It's set in Bombay. It says against the backdrop of war in the Indian subcontinent and the birth of Bangladesh, and it tells the story of a man called Gustard Noble, who's an ordinary man, and his family, and how he is affected by events. So if it's anything like A Fine Balance, I'm going to love it. And the final two, I have this one, The Book of Dust by Philip Pullman, which is really amazing to get because it's a hardback, and I got it for about £2. I haven't read his Dark Materials books yet, and so I know this is kind of a run-on second trilogy following on from those, so I'm not going to get to this for ages because I have to read those three books first, but I was just really couldn't resist picking this up. And then the final book is again part of a series, and it is The Land of Painted Caves by Jean M. Auel. This is part of the Earth's Children series, which starts with a book called The Clan of the Cave Bear. It was written in the 80s. The Clan of the Cave Bear was a book that I absolutely adored when I was in my teens, and I read the whole series, and although I don't think I ever read this one, which is the last one, but I am in the process of buying the whole series because I never owned my own set, and this one is in hardback, which is why I picked this one up. I will start reading the series again soon, so I'm looking forward to that. It's basically set in prehistoric times. I've never read anything set in prehistoric times before, so that is really unique and different and really fascinating to read about. So sorry, that felt like I was a bit rushed, but I'm trying to get a video recorded before nap time is over. So let me know if you've read any of those books, if any of them sound interesting to you, and what you've been reading. And I will be back and chat again soon. Bye.